Okay, well, that is not as loud as I would have liked. Well, anyways, hopefully I don't come across as like I'm screaming, which would be nice. Not that I really give too much cares anymore. Like, you got a problem? Take it up with someone else. No, there's no one to take it up with. Oh, well, so you understand I have no money and no one else can do the work but me. And that there's no way to suddenly gain the money to have someone else do that work. Edit any of my videos or change anything. So this morning coffee talk. Just reading about how ranked choice voting is looking to show up in AZ primary elections. Alright, and I'm like, I'm a conflicted person on this because it's like there are a lot of people that don't really spend a lot of time on all of what it would maybe take to understand if they are someone that we should trust into this pretty darn important position of power. It's like we would hope that a popular vote helps us with that. But that's not really what that would be. It's a popular vote. And a popular vote doesn't necessarily mean you get the right person as a candidate to choose from. We can all take a look at many people throughout many different states in our government, even in Arizona, who really shouldn't have been voted in. You know what I mean? But it then turns into, all right, so we would hope that it wouldn't do that, but it's likely to happen. Hopefully, it's less now, right? And it's like, well, how much do you trust all the people around you? Like, that's what it turns into. It's like, how much do you trust their education, their views, and how much they know about the process and what they actually do? Because it gets into it's a communication thing and a solution making thing. All right, so it's like I have to communicate from the people that I represent and that I am here for to help. That's what I'm here in the government for. That there isn't another thing going on. It's for these people that I am here for. That's it. That's all it'll ever be. Okay? And so it's like I have to learn how to effectively communicate, not be disrespectful, harmful, or any of that. Be able to understand that sometimes be able to get this done, I have to go to other people, be able to have them provide something and or have a communication, another talk, and eventually work out a detail and situation that solves getting this thing done for the people that want this thing done, because that's what it's for. All right. It's hard to be able to look into and research any candidate effectively to get that knowledge. And they can have great policies all day long. I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, but is this, will you get it done? Or is this really just, we hope? I love hope. But then there's the other part of me that is no longer. I mean, because is it a cynic? Is it a pessimistic realist? Is that what that is? Because no. The fact of the matter is, most of the people are not as educated as you want them to be that are around you. Most people don't have the time to become educated or invest in the time to learn about that and then make an informed decision. And so ranked choice voting sounds like, well, do you trust everyone? You should trust everyone. You should trust all the people. It's like, a lot of people don't do that work and don't know about that stuff. And a popular candidate does not mean a good candidate. You know, which is problematic at best. And we would hope that a large crowd would make a better choice on average. But that doesn't necessarily mean it will happen that way. So that's why I'm conflicted. That's how that works for me. It's like, I want it to be such that they're good at making a choice. But the answer is that it's a complicated thing where hopefully enough of the more intelligent crowd happens to also interact with other people that can understand, because they do invest that time and effort into this, and then understand why they would make that choice versus other people, that person versus other persons, that choice versus other choices. Which, you'd hope. But that's just not always the case. There are clear issues with all of it. And so I'm like, let's see where Arizona goes. It's hard. It's hard to see where this might lead, because it's not cynical to view a large amount of people as an uninformed crowd that do not maybe understand where they were misinformed and led to believe incorrect things, have a bad understanding of different political and government helping institution, agencies, programs, and more. And then it goes to the emotional reaction, and then there's immigration, to various, other things that they don't like, but it doesn't really change that that's not supposed to be what makes your choice. It's supposed to be about you and others getting help. Shooting yourself in your own foot just because you go after a particular group doesn't really actually mean that you get the result that you want. Like short term, like, oh, I have to take this, but then long term I'll, get some benefit. The answer is not that. It's pretty clear cut. Inclusivity is almost always like the same everywhere. A positive. Then you average it out, as always, to the same thing, where there's a percentage of people that are not good inside of any given percent of people. You look at it, it remains pretty consistent, depending on the cultural zeitgeist and education, which seems to drop that percentage lower. So it's like LGBTQIA+. They're not all angels, but the percentage of that is relatively similar to the percentage of regular anyone else. You know what I mean? Like, because it's like, then you have asexual, then you have this, it's like, there's a lot of other people. You know what I mean? Really asexual would be in that, but like, doesn't matter about sexuality, doesn't matter about your race, doesn't matter about your religion. What matters is that a lot of you are kind of advantage taking, emotional reactiony kind of people that will justify a lot of black and white, all or nothing thinking, and thinking that something before you have enough information turns into that, versus, well, once you got that information, then you can make a far better, type of thought, decision, and judgment and opinion on a given thing. That's just basic critical thinking, perspective based thinking, and so on. And it's like, well, I've got studies that validate my racist beliefs. And I'm like, did they take into account this, that? No. Who did it? These people that are not seen as very trustworthy. So I'm gonna side with that. Racist shit is still racist. I'm gonna side with that instead. See what I'm saying? I just get bored because it's like, that's a genuine crowd that's very significant in our country. I was talking earlier about how Arizona is massive, right? And I was thinking about how Australia is kind of similar. I was like, Arizona is a fairly similar size to the entire continent island that is Australia. You know what I mean? And it's like, geopolitically, you don't know, blah, 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 blah. You're so stupid, uninformed. I'm like, you're right next to that. That's like me and here in Arizona focusing over here in like Louisiana. It's like, that's how close you are to that. That's how the size difference here exists between you and I. And all of the different states, which are 50 of them, come into the forefront of conversation of news. To put it in perspective, all the way at the bottom of our state to the very top north end, so south to north, can take 8 to 12 hours to traverse, depending on how you do it. Like, you don't really grasp the scale of America. You know what I mean? People in other countries really don't know what we mean when America is large. It's phenomenally bigger than you think. Yeah, like California could basically. Okay, to put it in perspective for Arizona, Arizona is kind of similar in size to Australia. It's definitely a little bit bigger than New Zealand, and it's, again, another similarity to Japan. There are many other European countries that are effectively the entire country same size as our state. When they are like, no, you need to know all of these things, and I'm like, I couldn't even begin. I have more news coming from the fucking place I exist in, and that would be a full-time job to really fucking, know as much as what's going on all around. Even, like, somewhat well. Because there's no way in hell you could do it, like, that well. Right? To, like, where you're 80 to maybe 90% on it. Right? I can just brute force most of the stuff if I focus on it, but it doesn't change that it's like, yeah, no, that's not something I'm going to do. Fuck off. Like, at all. Like, no, I have my own life, you're not paying me, and truthfully, it's all a lot of really shitty information, because most of them know that focusing on the bad negative is what's going to give you eyes watching, right? So it's like, ugh. I thought about this India thing, how they killed someone, and then Canada was all like, that's not cool, bro, effectively, you know? And it's like, yeah, I didn't even know there was a thing going on like that. I had no clue any of that was a thing. For what it's worth, I'm like, almost everyone has a version of this to varying degrees. Like, we have Puerto Rico. Like, Puerto Rico should be a state, and then somebody killed somebody because Puerto Rico was, said to be or wanted to be a state by someone, right? Like, someone in our country killed someone in our country because state stuff. And there's some religion aspect to it because Puerto Rico should be a country. Ooh. It's a territory. Whatever. Then it's like Azerbaijan is another version where it's like, no, 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 and it's like, we don't go over here because with that one it's a bit different because it's like, oh, look at us with the Native American land that we have. What's up over there? Hey, 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 hey. And that's effectively what they did. That's literally it. It's like another country. I mean, is it? Because like you could break down our states into other countries for the counties. You know what I mean? Like the counties themselves would be individual states, like you have for your massive country that you think is so big. You know what I mean? And then we can get into like even smaller areas. See what I'm saying? It just doesn't really make much sense because like a person, like a literal person that's like a rancher, bought enough land to be very close to, if not the equivalent of, one of your states or counties in your whole country. That's how much fucking land we have. People just don't grasp the scale. So, I don't know why I was talking about that other than like, it's difficult politically speaking to like be able to even understand much of it. And then I was talking before about how like Australia is similar to us, like the Southwest, for when we'll have out of state or like straight up out of country visitors like tourists, and then they'll get lost in the desert. Like, we'll have a couple of freaking bottles of water. I'll put on tan shorts or something. You know what I mean? Like, basically, the not even I would consider bare minimum. And then they're like, I'm just gonna walk out there. What? And then I'm gonna wear what is essentially camouflage. I'm just gonna wear camouflage. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I'm not gonna wear anything easily seen. Definitely, like you. That's a thing. That's a person. And then we have like coyotes and stuff for like mountain lions that'll be in the area like miles away, but they can smell your ass that fucking far away. Like the moment you fucking drop dead, you shit yourself. Ha ha ha. Food. We've never really gotten to anyone that hasn't been just straight up gone after by all the animals here. And then I was thinking about the same thing for the outback, for like Australia, because it's like same thing. But then I was also thinking about it the same way with Australia, where it's like, oh yeah, no, if you go to the right place, there's so few people that you'll run into someone that knows something about something, right? Or someone that you know that you really would rather avoid. And it's kind of an odd one, you know, because it'll just you warp your perception. It's like so small, like this thing, right? But then it's like, wow, that's the size we are. And then it's like, yeah, and then world. World be way bigger. Is small. That's this small compared to sizes of all planet. Not even getting into distances of like I want to go to moon. You think it's right there? No, it's not right there. That's like so far. It's so far away, and it's nothing compared to the astronomical unit that they use. Like the average distance between us and our star we orbit, the sun, and it's like, oh, they just say a number and you think it's nothing, right? There's no real way to grasp that very easily except for like this is how many back and forths to this place and that place. You know what I mean? Like like an average like hey from this town to this town, like city to city, like interstate or something. Like cuz like a person here in America would have, try to make that trip. And it's like then do this for this many years to be able to make that, because this is averaging out the amount of time. Then you have to get the gas, then you have to sleep, then you have to pee, you have to eat, and all the rest of it. And it's like this many years is how long you're gonna have to do that for to get from the planet we are on to the star we orbit, the sun. You know, and then it's like I talk about these massive things like they're nothing, and I don't think people really grasp just how fucking extreme that is for space travel, and like that in relative terms to quantum, which, wow, you know? So it's like people just don't see that, and then it's like, I'm upset about this tiny little thing about you. And I'm like, sure, well, whatever. Tinier thing, big thing, whatever thing. I mean, what's relative to anything after a while? You know what I mean? It's like, look at this. There's a field over here in your body. Neat. No, it's huge to it. No, I'm sure. I'm basically a universe compared to it. I mean, yeah. Yeah, but it doesn't even know about all this other stuff. Oh, yeah, right. Well, that's fair, yeah. And it's like this motherfucker angry about me not talking about this or that or whatever else. And it's just like, cry harder. It's very important to you, but I can't deal with that the same way that you deal with that. Because that, for you, is this scale and size. And for me, I deal with these things in my own relative scale, small size thing. You see what I'm saying? Like, you are just as small as I am. You get it? No, 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 no. I'm saying this to you. I'm like, oh, to you. Meanwhile, I'm looking over here at the African continent, and like the majority of people there are black, right? You would think, but there are white people there, and they get treated pretty racistly. But then it's like they'll say something from the European American white fucking North Hemisphere, and you're like, no, no, they're being racist to these fuckers. They're being so racist. And it's like, they're a minority population that is getting really hardcore fucked with. But then they also have a lot of money, depending, right? And so it's like you have to really actually dive deeper, not divert. Stop it, interrupting, little motherfucker. Into that. Okay? Because, like, it's really a more complex issue than a lot of people make it out to be here. It's not even getting into how the government is run and how corrupt certain things are. Their belief systems as, like, hey, you see them over there? Yeah. They're your asses in the 1850s to about 1970. What? Yeah, you, America. That's right. That's basically what they are. You think it's like so much different. There are people right now alive that fully know that that's how that used to be here in America. And you don't think it is? And it is. That's very much what the case is. So it's like, well, how's that working out for you? And then I'm like, nobody really talks about South America. You ever notice that? Like South America talks about South America, other places, around. But it's like, imagine if you took America and everybody seceded, like the whole government just kaput. And then everybody had to go with the state government and they're all their own countries and they have to fucking figure it out. And then sign, treaty, whatever things and, whatever between the states around and so on. And then it was like, yeah, so. I think that's effectively what South America is. And there's like wild swings in terms of political thoughts for the people that live there. Same thing with like their views and different things for sexuality or politics or environment or lots. It's really hard to keep up. I'm not very informed. It's really difficult, and everybody will just focus on like the gangs, right, the cartels and so on, and it's like that's really not the half. And in fact, that's like there's a reason why a lot of people are like, well, that's really bad, but it's just this. You know what I mean? Like that's bad. Yeah, I agree. You have your own. Don't even. But like, there's a whole bunch of other shit here, and that's never seemingly focused on big things. You know, going back over to Africa, it's like wild whiplash here. There's like this, don't go over here. Stop doing this. They'll come over, or another country will come over to this country and just like take shit. Like straight up will start digging over there. And there's like almost nothing a person can do if that's a person's land or whatever. And that's a thing that has happened so many times. Like this other country, and it's like, boundary? What the fuck? What are you doing? Leave. Stop doing this. Stop. Get out of here. Shoo. You know what I mean? Because it's like, there's nothing they can really do. There's not like some freaking, like, we're going to have a political court, blah, blah, blah. Because that's kind of how it works in terms of corruption and or like ability for people to even, let it happen or go through, so on. And then there's the other, like, side of it. Like, imagine a group of people from New York just decided to go over to someone else's land, and they were just like, I'm gonna chomp down it, and then build like a fucking thing. And they're like, well, there's no more resources around here. I guess I'm just gonna move on. You know what I mean? Like, they have that. In Africa, they have that. Like, this is this person's country's people. Stay with them. No. I'm just gonna go over it. It's like, what the fuck? Like, that's a real thing, and it's not in any way similar to like how Native Americans used to do that, because they would have genuine like marked areas, and while they would go around in that area, think like New York decided to just have it start happening in their New York, right? Instead of like, we're just gonna travel around the entirety of America. It's like, fucking what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, you just wouldn't, like, fucking, and there's like nothing that anyone can really do about it. I mean it. Like, there's no court system. They won't get fucking prosecuted and like that kind of thing. They can just fucking do it. And like, that's a thing that's going on in Africa right now. in a couple of different places and countries that are in there, because it's a whole continent. It's big, massive, like humongo, you know. And then again, it's like I look over at other places. I'm like, you expect me to fucking like try to know about all of this shit? Okay, but like, nah, man. You gonna pay me? You need to put some money in my hands in an account if you want me to do that. That's what that would be. You know what I mean? Because it's bullshit after a point. You know, it's like everybody doesn't really maybe grasp just the level of constant shit happening everywhere. And nothing's that static. Like, practically at all. There are people that are flying to and from. There are huge names. There are corruptions. There are influences. There are lots of things. And the vast majority of the time, all anyone is doing in any given country, county, state, all of that is just trying to make it work. You know what I mean? And it's like, well, no, I'll just fucking go over here and take this thing. And it's like, I wish I could get involved. And you know, like, I don't like that. But dude, come on. Are you kidding me? There's all of this other shit. And you didn't even know about this shit. What's that shit? Oh, fuck. Holy shit. So what are you gonna do? Huh? Are you gonna focus on this? Are you gonna form the whole solution making plan thing? What are you gonna do? Because like you have to take it upon yourself, like I did back in the past, to do that. Are you gonna do that? No, I'm not. There you go. I did. I did do that. Yeah, that was me. I worked with others that were already kind of there to varying sizes and scopes of territory and so on. Try to have things be better. Like with anything, it's like eventually you just get angry because it's where's my money? Where's my anything from this? Are you kidding me? You know what I mean? And the fuckers can lie all they want. That's all they'll ever do. They'll be like a psychosis, this blah blah, for like no hacker, no corporo, no this, no that. There's no geopolitical corpos. There's no geopolitical government. There's certainly no hackers around the world. No colleges that have interfacing people throughout many, many countries, many different connections. There's nothing like this going on. It's a Charlie Day skit with a bunch of like lines from pictures that they pinned and thumbtacked to a board. And I'm like, nah, that's basically how most people will run things. They're like, you did not do this. I'm like, oh yeah, no, sure, whatever. Whatever floats your boat to make you feel comfortable. Doesn't mean that that's the case, but whatever. So you can say all you want, but like, whoopee doo? Just because you are like really scared of something doesn't mean that it doesn't exist and it didn't happen. That's all it turns into. But it's the same similar thing. Like, as it'll tie back to like, remember the whole Southwest with the desert thing and people just going out like as a tourist and then they'll just die. Because the conversation came about, it's like, Well, some Australians are good people. And then I got into a whole jokey, like, bit about, like, and then you go to the wrong place, and it's like, you look up, and you're like, oh, shit. Oh, fuck. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. And it's like, oh, what are you doing around here? And I'm like, oh, I'm fucking leaving. I was not paying attention. This is fucking, oh, God. I was, okay. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then you don't realize it, but it's like the same thing for military. It's like, who wants to go to this place, which is the ultra dangerous, probably gonna die place? And it's like, fuck you. And then you'll make a joke, and then you're like, and then you'll go away. Right? You're like, we're not going to that fucking place. Fuck you. No. Unless I have to, I'm never going there. Fuck that shit. Right? And then you realize it's like every place has those places. Just like a cop knows that there's a certain neighborhood like that you wouldn't want to go in without a bunch of people, like a literal military regiment that comes in, and it's like, fuck you, I know you're eyeing us hard, you're fucking fuck with us. You know what I mean? And it's like, yeah, no, pretty much. That's America, by the way. And we're like, no, don't show that to other countries. Our PR is so good. You know? And it's like, I'm angry that you didn't say that all Australians. I'm like, bullshit, all Australians? You want me to be fucking pedantic in no way? Don't use the word pedantic, because, like, you're doing it again. You're interrupting. Right there, yeah, you. Are you sure you don't want me to be, like, realistic instead of patronizing and garbage? Like, clear, just, I'm spewing forth bullshit from my mouth that anybody could easily see is just to patronize and make people feel better. Anyone with half an amount of a cell that has some amount of knowledge about this. Because otherwise, then it's just a fucking, like, personality trait. It's like, no, you must! I'm like, don't care. I don't give a fuck. Are you kidding me? No. Get out of here. You're gonna shut up about that real fast. It's like, hey, how about this place? I'm gonna go look into it, and there's like, how about this fucking singular individual area? Oh, we don't talk about that. Oh, really? Let's go there. Let's go there together right now. What? Yeah, let's go there right now. Like, what's wrong? Why wouldn't you want to go there? Everybody's great. This is a great place. We're going to go there, stay there for a week. Like, why don't you want to do it? No particular. So you don't want to say that this place might not be so great? Ooh. Get fucked. Your better, like your good, better, best philosophy thing out the window. It doesn't work here. Shut up about this. All the time. Forever. I want like a literal forever shut up. See what I'm saying? It's just, you can't understand, I feel, why you don't make sense at that point. Like, I'm gonna fucking really try hard to bullshit. Why? They'll like you? My ass they'll like you. Are you kidding me? How stupid do you think I am? Pretty stupid. Most of them don't give a shit. Like, for real. Most of them, genuinely speaking, are like, it wouldn't matter what the vote is, we'll do what we fucking want, and truthfully, as much as you try and police us, and you know that shit will exist. Doesn't matter what you, I'll fucking write it out, get a paper and bank statement. Like, oh, you think we can't do that? You think we can't do that? Really? Come on. Come around. You send one cop every so often. That's it. We know when. So that way we make sure they're not going to get hurt and they just pass through. And they look scared, like Little Rabbit. Come on. Fuck. Oh, look at the dummy move on. There you go. Oh, I'm a rich person that's scared. I'm gonna do the little fucking little waddle out. That makes sense though. Because that's what you should do. Because you understand they are not those kinds of people that are going to give a fuck. Death is fine to them. You basically treated them so fucking shitty, it doesn't even matter. You know that you want them dead. They know that you want them dead. Deal with them. You have no ability to do anything to change any of it. And you never will. You want to treat them like that? Like what you're doing, where you're better than them? That's not changing. I am better than them. I don't do that. Oh no, you just kill tens of thousands of people over years with your fucking laws and votes that you con a bunch of fucking people into thinking one way or another. Why do you think I started with ranked choice voting and the reservations I have about it? You think I'm gonna look at you as if you're better? Then you suck corpo cock who kill tens of thousands over years too. And they lobby you. You take that blood money, no problem, no trouble. That's oil, that's pharmaceutical. I can go on and on, honestly. Because you got the tobacco, you got conversion therapy, donation camps that invest in your ass. I'm just looking at all the religions that help. Got Westboro Baptist Church enjoying the limelight with DeSantis and others. Because they donate. But you're going to have to track that one all the way back to them. Because they don't come from direct, they come from an indirect. So it's like they go, and then this person gives to them, and then eventually to them. But I bet you didn't even know that. It's not even getting into the gangs, yeah. Do you know how many gangs genuinely donate and do similar things with legit companies? Or, seemingly legit. But on your papers, they are. And they wouldn't be anything other than that. But you know what? They are fully that. You'll take that money. I know you do. You'd be like, no, man. They continue raking in money because you continue making a black market for them. Good job. Look at you fucking idiots trying to pretend. Oh, you're better. You're better? How are you better? You work with them. How do you not see it? You're a bunch of people that are absolutely making the thing that you say you don't like, and you're hypocrites. Every one of them. None of you are better. But you genuinely think that you are somehow. Look at me, sitting on my bed, recording things. You work with people. I work with people. I continue talking out loud to people that were never there, right? That's what you say, right? You gonna fucking own up? Do you see what I mean? Like, you just admitted that I worked with people that are there, no matter what, that do this, that are a part of that whole thing, which basically means for sure you're lying your ass off. You're evil as fuck at that point. Like, no, you shouldn't, you control the world, blah, 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 blah. And then you have anything that makes you valid in that sense. And then it's like they have the audacity, the level of entitlement and ego they have to look at me with straight face and say bullshit that way. As if that's not something they're doing. Like, I'll gaslight you and me, and then, oh, I am. It's like, look at this commander called Hitler. But he wasn't that bad. He didn't kill any Jews. I don't know, man. Hitler seems pretty shitty if you ask me. Just letting you know. I think Hitler was a bad person. Oh, you do, huh? But you don't see the similarities? The same bullshit that you spew? To tell yourself in that mirror that you're something that's not that? How? And then you're like, no, I shall pay people, or I shall get people to say it to you. And you're not? Lost in the desert, wearing camo, got a couple of fucking bottles of water and a sandwich. This'll totally work. They're not gonna get fucking killed. They're gonna die. Look at these fucking retards. These fuck ups. And they're laughing as if it isn't serious. It shouldn't be funny. See what I'm saying? It shouldn't be funny. Why is this funny? Why would you smile? This is a really good hard look at your ass. Look at you. You think I have planks in my eyes and no teeth. Because you're a big Christian, right? I don't even know anything about Christianity. I was in a mission. I had to go fucking through some of that, and I learned some passages or whatever. I never even bothered to memorize or even fucking any of it. It was like, that's not my thing. But it's like, I know about this teeth thing because they're like, well, you'll lose teeth if you lie. And then this whole judgment. What is a plank in the, for a splinter? For, you know what I mean? I'm like, are you kidding me? You're a lying, massive, have wood for eyes person at this point. Not teeth, wood eye people. What do you got? You know what I mean? You can't say nothing. Look at these. Yeah, oh, they're so terrible. I don't agree with anything that they're doing most of the time. But then they still have their communities. They still actually do treat people well that are in that. Even if they treat you like the scum you really are. The vast majority, in that sense, like that. Of that crowd. They don't make their own judgments. They don't fucking try and... No. They don't have a law and order. They don't have their own version of morals and ethics and what's acceptable and not. No. You don't even see them as being the same. Like, both of you, to me, have various degrees of that scumminess. You're not better. You're like, drugs, so bad. oh, this, that, all these terrible things. And I'm like, proceed to look at a large amount of weapons and arms getting moved around, trafficking other people from other countries. That's your military, by the way. They get sold into sex slavery. In fact, you have your own version, so that way you can get things done politically. You're so much different. I see the same thing in corpo land. I even see it with the teachers and professors in college. Then there's even hackers doing the same thing. What's different? What's different about any of you? I don't get it. I don't see where they don't see it. Like it's like so obvious. It's like, and that's why I was talking about like Australia versus the Southwest here, where it's like the whole desert thing. It's got the same people getting lost in it. They don't treat it with the respect it deserves. Not as serious as it is. And it's like, really? You know what I mean? Very similar stuff. All the way across the damn world. Look, they're about as far as you can get. They're literally about as far as you can really get. Can't get much, further. Pretty much the same. See what I'm saying? Just doesn't make much sense. They're gonna act every time. Like, they're so similar. They're gonna act every time. Like, they're not. Like, they're better somehow. And it's like, whatever you have to tell yourself. You know what I mean? Like, whatever you've got to tell yourself. Because, like, we know what the truth is. The truth is, that's not how that works. The truth of the matter is, no one's really better than anyone. Deal with it. I don't do that. I was a person that's a victim that tried to take advantage of the situation as best he could to help others. If anything, that makes me definitely better than all of you fuckers. That's how that works. Meanwhile, the entire damn time, what am I trying to do? Get justice for it? And it's like, who isn't involved in this? Yeah, morning coffee talk. I already had the coffee. So, like, this is what's going on here. Tried to talk to the DES, Department of Economic Security. I got nowhere. It's like, calls, too many. Click. No hold. Suck it up. Oh, thanks. Fuck. This is stupidly hard to deal with. I'm like trying not to be stressed about it, but it's like, I woke up early, try to call him, get nowhere. I'm like, you know what I probably need to do? Text my mom and be like, hey, so I need to go to a DES office and like drop more paperwork or talk to someone about like something. You know what I mean? Because like this is getting me nowhere, and I don't know what to do, and I don't know where I am at all. So yeah, it's a rough one right now. And they're like, me, I'm so much better because money. I don't have to deal with blah, 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 and I'm better now as a result that I don't have to deal with this. Great. Look at him. Look at him. Hey, do you have to deal with this corporation problem? Yeah, well, oh, is that going to hit you pretty hard? Well, shut up. Oh, well, at least I don't have to deal with that. I'm better than you. Oh, does it work? Does it make you feel better? Are we having a better conversation for that? Do you see that you're not? you. But they do. They genuinely. But that's the thing. It's like you go in corporate world, you go into government world, you go into fucking like creator world. It's just all the same. That's why it's like this place over here, that place over there. It's just the same to you, and I'm like, yeah, yeah. Honestly, yeah. I can probably brute force you that fast. Like you're so fucking similar across the board. I've never really seen so much of a massive difference that it wouldn't just change over to something else. You know? So, but to be fair, you're all humans that are raised with the imperialistic capitalism, kind of mindset that has propagandized itself throughout a lot of the world. And it ain't been a great thing, I'll tell you that much. It's been a rough one. But we're not like that. No, we have a different version that's very similar. There's very few people like me that exist. I'm not trying to be like intelligence or this or that. It's more willing to make things better. That haven't just given up. There's so fucking many of you. It's like, no wonder why we play a game of like manipulation shit and logistics stuff and strategizing. It's kind of the only way to do it. It's like there's so fucking few of us, and then none of you really want to do the work, and it's really difficult to help you to understand things, and it takes an enormous amount of effort and energy for us to do what we do for ourselves, let alone to do it for you. You don't even want to do the work, and you'll fucking just constantly deny, and you'll always be obstinate and oppositional. Always. Not always. But it's so often that it's really hard to not just come in with that mindset and expect it. Because it's true. It's just really difficult. See, the thing is, like, I can go to a therapist, right? Or, like, try and look at them or talk to them, and, like, they'll have anecdotal blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you have a massive survivorship bias problem. These are people that are looking for help and to change in the first place when they go to you. On some type of level. Right off the bat, that means all you see is this. Which means your bell curve, your percentage, is going to be higher than what the realistic statistics are. The majority, unfortunately enough, is a bunch of people that are like that just don't want to change, don't want to grow, don't really want a lot of that until it's like, we're going to go a little bit on an individual, we'll be a friend, and then maybe, over that. It's like, I can't befriend all of you. What are you fucking talking about? I can't do that. And at that point, it's like, he's a spy, a spec ops, special operations, he's fucking clandestine. He's been trained behind the scenes. I'm going to go over all of his history. Everything seems to pan out, and none of that's going on. But no, they did it when he was in the mental health hospital. I'll find some of them, you know what I mean? It's like, and then you get deeper and deeper, and like, none of that happened. And eventually you just realize, like, you're being a paranoid ass fuck. You know what I mean? Like, what? A person just did work on themselves? They couldn't possibly. It has to be all these really special big things that are way important and super way better at all the stuffs. That's the only way it could have gone down. No possible way you could figure things out as best you can on your own. Meanwhile, all my life, that's literally all my family did. Like, why do you ask for help? And I taught you something. Why don't you just immediately remember everything, even though it's been like over a decade since this?
And I'm like, gee willikers, fuckface, why don't you fucking just shove a damn sock in your throat and die? Fuck you too. That's what it is. Like, do you really not understand, like, where I was basically just left alone? Not even a joke. It's like, there's no one that raised me. I mean it. My family didn't give me their morals, ethics, values. I didn't really ever ask because all we were was estranged people before I was even a teenager. We already hated each other. We barely even wanted to see each other. We were stuck together. Obligation. That's like what it was. That's how I, generally speaking, view a large amount of all of you as this whole like state and government thing. You're an obligation. Like, you feel obligated to XYZ project this given mask of emotions to make it work. None of you really give a fuck about each other. Most of you don't have empathy for anyone. And most of you don't even want to try and care. You see what I'm saying? Like, what? No wonder I can't get anyone to do anything. None of you want to do it to begin with. I have to like fucking entice you like a child with candy and promises. You know what I mean? It's what it is. But it's like, no, I can do that. No, that's totally a thing. You know, scientist, engineer, all this. Oh yeah, we can get it done. Yeah, yeah. Meanwhile, no. Fucking. Why? I hate you. I see what the games kind of understand. You know what I mean? Like, I see what they're going after. I see what this is about. Yeah, like, this is a good thing. This is actually a positive part about that lifestyle. You know what I mean? Like, let's get this done. It's like, fuck this. Like, fuck you and your stupid whatever. I don't care. Oh, so we will. Doesn't stop any of you. We're allowed to. We signed a paper that says so. We signed this paper. We're allowed to. We didn't. This is going to be another one of those, like, bang stick enforcement things. Oh, so you think that that's not what happens, and you know now that you want to debate. Because you're losing control and authority over others. Can you shut up? No. No, I don't think I'll do that. See what I mean? It's like, what's wrong with fucking learning more about the stem cell stuff? Like, fuck it. Like, what are they gonna fucking do? They don't even know. No, it's not stem cells. It's something else. Do you want to, like, sit around for, like, 3 hours while I explain it? Not really, no. Okay, whatever. Meanwhile, the fucking tattletale fucking weirdos and the fucking all their, like, investigator bullshitters. Thanks, guys. You dicks. Go after other people that are using this poorly and harming others. Go after that. They're gonna promise them a whole bunch of shit that isn't possible. Why don't you go after that? Well, they're paying us to basically look the other way. How much you need? What? Oh, the government doesn't have corruption. Our United States government, no corruption. How much? How much? Huh? Standard fees? Like, no! No! So, stem cells. You're not not? Here's an abortion pill that has no real side effects that are negative. Though there's some degree of complication. Here's how to make it yourself. Here's a sheet. Have fun. Follow the recipe. Don't change anything. Use the recipe. Nothing illegal about showing people how to make a given drug, as far as I'm aware. Well. Here's some bacteria that produce the drug. You will extract it this way. Here you go. Here's some bacteria. Here's some, whatever those fucking petri dishes are. And go. Huh? Yeah. Follow the instructions. Swallow the pill after you do everything. It's even easier now. Even less illegal. I have to police this? Good fucking luck, dummy. Oh, okay. Meanwhile, look at the 9-year-old who has a fucking kid in them. Well, they ain't getting it no more. Nice! Fuck yeah, abortion pills. We saved someone from probably dying during childbirth. I don't care what the context is. All I care about is they want that. They got that. No! How do I get this? Meanwhile, it's like, I don't advise anyone do this, and I'm certainly not saying to anyone, like, actually, legitimately, to do things, but at the same time, you can understand where my mind and my thinking comes from. It's all hypothetical. Just like you being there. See what I'm saying? This is why it's so annoying after a while. Well, it's annoying to begin with. It's really the case at this point. It's like, no, I will confuse you eventually, and then you'll think of me as good somehow and trust the thing that I am. I'm like, oh, you mean you saying that? No, I wouldn't know. That's totally gonna happen. It's not happening. No. This gets boring. That's the trouble. It's like the scale of what I just went through. It's like you sort of whiplash, this, that, all that other stuff. But you know what? That's what I used to do. Day in, day out. That's the kind of scale. Like, I have to be over here, talk like this, act like that, do these things, then I have to go and then I have to go over there and go and then that works. It's just like, oh. This is just connecting, by the way, to people with my brain. Right? And then same thing with, like, people connecting to others and how to act. You know, and, like, their own given network of shit that was going on. And it was like, no, it's not a thing. And eventually it was like, that's a fucking thing. That's a fucking thing. That's a fucking thing. There's no way that's not a thing. There's no way that's not a thing. Like, how could I not ever see that? Yeah. Man, at that point, I just basically didn't want to fucking, like, acknowledge it. Because it's like, no, that's a thing, kind of. I mean, it's a possibility. And it's like, yeah, but they're not doing anything with me, I think. It's like, no, that's definitely not the case. They are absolutely. Like, it doesn't matter who you are. For sure they are. That's scary. Yeah, I know, yeah. Mm. See what I mean? It's a scary thing. It's like, what are you gonna do? It's not very easy to handle knowledge like that. And then knowledge that's like, well, there's real solutions that we can implement very soon. Like, for real, like, we can do this very soon. In my lifetime. Levels of soon. They have it all on that level, more or less. But, like, we're also talking about, like, we have to combine a lot, given upgrades of resources, management, programming, engine, motor, stuff like that. It becomes really hard to, like, I think, really understand the terror that others might feel that know about the things I'm talking about. Not so much in terms of, like, destruction, in terms of, like, here's a bunch of toddlers with handguns and knives. Yeah? And, like, all of a sudden, they're just, like, go to space, I guess, or, travel extraordinarily fast, or for great distances on, like, almost nothing. They can make bombs relatively easily. You can't trust practically anyone already. And, to educate, help people understand, takes a lot of time and effort. Like, a lot. And it'll almost always eventually break it down and turn you from, like, this really optimistic, positive person into just barely there and existing as a person. Even if you have a lot of help. I mean, like, even if you have a lot of help. Which is hard. It's like, what do you do then? Like, how do you get things done? Like, it's like, do you cut your losses and run? He's like, that's what I'm looking for. Cut my losses. I tried my best. Let others take over. Here's how to fucking look at it. Best I can really say, because good fucking luck. You know what I mean? And all I'm looking for is relationships. Be able to heal by socializing and traveling and getting away from this so long that I am able to become better again and want to rejoin. Like, that's all I'm looking at. I mean it too. Because I can't do this. This is, like, stupid. I didn't do it in the first place. I was a victim. I'm a tortured motherfucker. They are still doing it. They haven't stopped. There's no boundaries for these children. They'll keep pressuring me. They'll keep being immature. They'll keep fucking being violent. They'll keep trying to hurt me. All of them. or just doing that. Not leaving me alone. Stalking the shit out of me. Dad wants some peace and quiet with some moms away from you. He needs time alone to himself to heal. And you don't respect that at all. This is getting ridiculous. You can't do that, Dad. You have to fucking this. Like, you're fully grown. You're older than I am. I have literally no responsibility to you. You're a bunch of people that decided to take it upon themselves to steal from me. Make me a victim. Harm me. Mentally, emotionally. And then make it even worse over time. And I can't even go to people for help. Like you did. You went to mental health hospitals. Really? Is it so wrong that I want some cataclysmic event? No, it's obviously not. They want me to say all life is precious. It's not. Most of the life that I have to deal with internally, or whatever connected thing, is a bunch of assholes. Anything out there, I try to treat as best I can. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm not outwardly, or fucking internally or outwardly, even trying to do anything, other than like, yeah, I'll talk to you, treat you nice, as you want to be, try and help when and if I can, should I, with my own morals, ethics, philosophies, values, like anyone else. I'm just like, this is the guy that I should go after? This? Why? For what reason? What did I do? What did I do to you? Sometimes it just works out that way. Then sometimes it just works out that way that I'm a really terrible person to people that try and do that to me. And you can't do nothing. Oh yeah, no, they lied to you about that. It's like, yeah, sure, I'm definitely disabled, but mentally and on that front, I can do things. Oh, the guy's thinking negative thoughts about you. It's more serious. Police's thoughts. God damn it. This is what's going on with you? You need police's thoughts. How come you're not no one doing that? Fuck off. Are you kidding me? Yeah, no, I'm not though. Like, I need help because he's hurting me when I go after him. Really? Yeah, black cap just means black hat. Why don't you stop? Yeah, I'm gonna get a whole bunch of people and they'll be on my side. Of the guy I'm terrorizing and harassing online. fucking me up, I'll keep around them, and then eventually they'll fucking also have it happen, and they'll fucking go after this guy. This guy that can, with his mind, fuck us up, destroy our entire lives, our bodies, everything. Make entire, huge, massive, weather, astronomical, geological shit happen. Where are you going? I'm not getting the hell out of here. What are you, fucking retarded, you bitch? What have you been into? Are you kidding me? No! I'm never coming back. Leave me the hell alone. I wasn't here. If you know about what's going on with me and you don't help me, I fuck you up. Ah! Better stop them from doing that shit to me, and then you get to be free. You can go back, but I exist. And all this is happening. All the government, all the rest of it, and they all stole shit. Oh, God. Now you know why. It's like, so, you're gonna help me? Oh, God. In for a penny, in for a pound is what you think. You're gonna die fast. Well, that's, yeah. Most of you aren't in the public eye. Which means I don't have to carry it along for a little bit. Oh, fuck. Shit. I can get in the public eye and I won't have to deal with things. Oh, dead. I can't even leave. Try. Try going back to an NPC when you know about all this shit. Please don't do that. It's logistics. This bullshit. Should have thought about that. You should have. They are laughing. I'm not laughing. That's a serious thing. You think, oh, my life isn't control all that. Yeah, it is. Think shit's not being played. Obviously, it is. They would think they can't do nothing. Clearly they can. That's, big talk come from a little guy over there, huh? It's not gonna help you. Come on, man. Come on. Oh. Look at the... Come on. Really? What do you expect me not to do? Here, try and bite me. Oh no. Ah! People understand you shouldn't even bark. Do you really do that? Do you really ask me questions? Well, yeah. Oh, really? So you are there, gaslighter. It's like the hackers aren't having a good day with each other. They're debating saying things that are not so nice about this guy that tries to fuck with me. Hoo. Yeah. You're not allowed to. You don't do it too. It's so fucking stupid. What? The guy? Yeah, yeah, but they're a group in their own right. Oh yeah, no they are. And they're targeting me. They target me all the damn time. You bring it on yourself. I'm not victim blaming. That's just normal. Man. What you think about boring bullshit? Really? Oh, sorry. Yeah, no. Very impressive, incredibly needs the attention. It's important to pay attention to them people. Just shit this stupid after a while. What do? I can't go to anyone. I literally mean that. Like, there's actually no way for me to go to anyone and get help from them. There's no medical professional that's gonna be like, I know a fucking bunch of private investigators. Turns out you were always right all along. You know what I mean? There's no, like, cop like, yeah, no, we've seen this before. I believe you. It's not even getting into, like, I'm definitely not involved. Yeah. And it's like, look, I'm a small, tiny, and that does and will help you and believes you. Oh. Wow, I am itty bitty. See my problem? For a while? Say, oh, we want you not online. Go offline. Stop fucking talking. Stop posting. Stop doing anything. Make it so you disappear. Make it so it'll go nowhere. Make it so that you have no voice and you are small. Really? There's no blacklisting, no gang stalking, certainly no shadow banning. The algorithms can't be manipulated. No. No. The one where you're like, you need a miracle. Fucking hell. Alright, I think I'll be done with that. Bye.